Oh, welcome back guys to the next of our indie gaming adventures as we take a stop at Reverse Collapse, codename Bakery. But before we continue, as you could no doubt tell, I have a cold. In fact, I've had this cold for darn near over a month, and this is the best I have sounded in all of that time. I'm sure the voice you can forgive, I'm just saying this as a warning now, because the videos that are coming up on the channel over the next few weeks are probably going to have a lot of skips in them. The reason is I'm still coughing a lot, so I'm just basically removing those sections. My bad if things seemed a little bit jumpy. But enough about that, because we're here for the games. So then, just what is Reverse Collapse Operation Bakery? Apart from having one of the worst titles I have heard in a darn long time, well, it is a turn-based strategy game, featuring some mild RPG mechanics, squad management, some visual style novel story, and I'm very happy to say, a whole lot of stealth. Oh yes, you can completely forget the comparisons to Fire Emblem on this one, thankfully, since that thing gets compared to everything. Though in fact, if I was to give a comparison to any other game, then the first one that comes to mind is Tom Clancy's Shadow Wars. If you remember that from back on the 3DS, an absolute legend of a title. You'll be following standard turn-based combat, using your turns to move around the enemy, trying to avoid being seen, before then eventually engaging in some combat with some extreme glass cannons. Both you and your enemy are only going to be able to take a few hits at most. Now thankfully there is plenty of terrain and bonuses you can apply to your characters to give them a better chance of dodging enemy hits, along with the ability to create materials for your inventory even mid-mission. But really the key to the game is going to be controlling the battlefield, grabbing small units at a time to deal with them little by little, or avoiding combat altogether and passing through unnoticed. Which, as you all know, the mighty Ninja Bear is absolutely abysmal at. But even then, I have had a hell of a lot of fun with this one. Before we can begin, I will just note there is no voice acting in the visual novel section, and as I'm not feeling so great, I will not be reading through these. The story itself is pretty well written, following a slightly darker, though not completely grimdark, tale of espionage and conspiracy, which we will be joining at Chapter 1, Act 4, in order to give us a little more access to some of those gameplay features. And this also gives us a great opportunity to show off one of those features, which is whenever you load up the game, it will automatically play you a recap of the previous story section, which you can have a little read through in order to get you back up to date, or you can go ahead and hit escape and just skip through the whole thing, which is what we're going to be doing. I'll just fill you in on the basics. We've managed to move through the enemy position, meet up with the mysterious girl, claim ourselves a snowmobile, and are now on the run, trying to make it back to our safe house. And to start us off, we have our pre-battle phase. Now we've begun the game a little further in, just so that we have access and we can check out a few more of the details that pop up. Though I should note, even though we will be leveling up characters at the end of every mission, that experience, that level up is automatic. We aren't actually going to be able to go through our different attributes and individually apply points or anything like that. It's all automatically upgraded, not to mention as we gain brand new weaponry, upgrades to these are very much the same, and we'll see that over here. We take a look at our character training. And right now we have access to Mendo and the mysterious girl, an extremely important character when it comes to that story, which I have to say, from what I've completed, seems to be going down the, well, depending where you're from, girls frontline, dolls frontline kind of route, and that is definitely not a bad thing. Though I suppose I should really be saying Valkyria Chronicles for that one. But either way, we can see our character statistics over on the left. Each of these will increase as you're leveling up, though I will just note that the SP starts off at 0 and builds up as you play. The more things you do within the mission, the more of this SP you'll have available to spend on your skills, which although you can only see 2, we also have the attribute Thin Ice. If we go over to our gene system, this is where we'll be able to upgrade our characters. Your attribute is always there. You can never move around or change it for anything else. However, our skills we are able to change, giving us 4 available skills during combat. Although my current plan, to be honest with you, is to save up and get Respite. Assuming we do alright in our next mission and gain enough experience, we'll be leveling up to level 5, and if we can get enough potential ki, we'll have 20 points available to unlock this as soon as it becomes available. So we'll switch over to Mendo, as we are going to spend a few points over here. I wish I could improve Obsession. This is basically Second Life. But alternatively, we could also improve our ability to aim upon the enemy, or improve our constructions, which we are going to do. Gives you a makeshift little defense you can throw down on yourself or your allies just to improve your accuracy, evasion, and reduce the amount of damage you take. And next up, we have our weapons. Currently, we have one upgrade applied to Mendo, as that's literally all I've been able to find. We have a red dot sight, if I just bring up, giving us an improved accuracy. However, we can also add a foregrip, a suppressor, and eventually, when we unlock some of these blueprints, we'll be able to start upgrading the tier and the general stats of the weapon. Now, you will gain new weapons as you go along, and you are able to switch these in and out while you're in the mission, which is good, because I really want an assault rifle for this dude. If we flick over to the mysterious girl, we'll just check out the Mosin Nagant. Nagant? You know, to this day, I have heard so many different pronunciations of this weapon, I actually have no idea which one is correct. But once more, applying 3 separate upgrades along with all those tiers, should the day ever come we actually get our paws on them. Next up on our list, we have our tools, the most important part of the game. Right now, we have access to 2 different slots in our backpack, though as you can see, we'll eventually be able to upgrade this and gain more and more items. Your backpack acts as a universal character pool, so anyone can draw from this at any time, with any additional resources going into your depot, allowing you to switch these in and out in between each of your missions, though we will be able to pick up items during the missions themselves. Not to mention, we're also able to synthesize some equipment as we go during the mission. Now this whole section links in together, with our backpack being equipment stored, modification allowing us to improve the items currently in our inventory, production allowing us to create the different items available, and synthesis allowing us to take those items and create new ones. Meaning as long as you maintain your production and your backpack pre-mission, you're still able to help yourself out during the mission by creating any of those more situational items as you go. And before we begin, let's take a quick look at our map details, giving us the rundown of what enemies we'll be coming up against, their position, and the terrain we'll be fighting upon, allowing us to shore up that backpack beforehand, making sure we have all the items we need. And I'm going to give a little bit of a spoiler, having done this mission already. Our mission today is going to be to defeat all enemies. To do so, we'll be taking advantage of some of those terrain features, as well as a little bit of stealthing here and there if needs be. But unlike in previous missions where we've simply had to find our way to the lower right hand side of the map, because it is always the lower right hand side of the map, instead we just have a whole lot of enemies to take out. With all that said, and without further ado, game on. And with that lovely bit of chibi horror, the battle begins. First off, we have our objectives: defeat all enemies. Nice and simple one. Bonus objectives: achieve the victory conditions within 12 rounds. No friendly units have been in critical condition, and use explosives to blow up at least 5 enemy units. Now, I have completed this mission previously, getting all of those objectives. For the sake of checking out a few of the features, we may not get that first one, but we will definitely get the second 2. And upon that note, let's hit our spacebar and confirm. And in order to take on these enemies, we have a lovely little snowmobile there we could blow up, but we're actually going to save it for these guys. Coming for you. One of the advantages of having completed the mission already. Excellent. Alright, let's shuffle along. Let's get a bit of slaying done. So you can organize your movement, deciding exactly which areas you pass through, which is very important when we come to our stealth section later. But for now, we're just going to shuffle over to the old ruins, gain a little bit of improved evasion and accuracy, and then just absolutely destroy everything. God, I love chibi violence. End turn.
Now you may have noticed I've been using the mouse so far. You can use your keyboard. There are pretty much hotkeys for everything. If I go ahead and click on this character, you can see at the bottom all those hotkeys available. I don't know what it is. It just feels more comfortable using a mouse. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and blow this up. Right, you. Boom. Has sound effects and everything. I love it. Right now, these guys are all on standby, so we don't have to worry about them. We do need to worry about this cheeky little chapper. Go ahead and right click. This is his field of vision, whereas this is where he can fire. Now since we are in a known combat position, this doesn't really matter, but later on we'll be using that field of vision to help us little sneaky maneuvers around. So I should probably go ahead and left click that. I will have one left. I'll take it. Let's grab this, fragmentation grenades, and then jump out the way. You come on down. Excellent. It's basically a free move. So picking up these will give us some additional equipment as we move along. The yellow light. Purple light should give us some research or some additional items we can read through. Basically, it's kind of random, to be honest. You can also pick up stuff that is unseen, so it is well worth running around. I've managed to get some additional equipment before just by casually walking over a square. It's a nice little treat. I'm quite glad they included it. Right, hopefully we have enough for this shot. I didn't leave enough. All right, you move completely. Move here. Oh god, that would have been a terrible move. You in range? No. We'd have 2 left. Right, so here we still have 4. There we go. But I'm making sure we have enough to slay them. You notice the turns are moving pretty fast. I currently have this on speed up, but you can slow that down, particularly when you're going about those stealth sections and you're kind of watching where the enemy patrol movement is. Now I will note, we're not going to see it in this mission, but you can right-click enemies in order to see where their movement will go. I did say this had a heavy focus on stealth, and I really wasn't kidding. The potential to draw all the information you'll need to really plan out those puzzles and maneuver your characters around before eventually revealing yourself, should the mission allow, and absolutely slaughtering everything. And upon that note, we'll have to go ahead and make ourselves a scanner so we can see in these weather conditions, this fog building up. Pop it over here somewhere, and now I can click this. We can hit V. This green area, so long as we are in stealth, we will be able to move around unseen, which I'll go ahead and activate now. Our character lying down, we now don't need to worry up until we get here. Although I'm going to move here and just drop. Where am I? Oh no. What are you doing? Stay in stealth, darn it. That absolutely ruined my plan. Right, you might as well just stay there, to be honest. I'm going to go ahead and sympathize with this guy because it's 1 AP to do it. Let's create ourselves... Excellent. A scanner. And since we're using a shared inventory, I'm going to use Mysterious Girl. Go ahead and drop this down. Right, let's pop you into stealth now so I don't do anything stupid and get you seen. I'm going to shuffle over into these houses. What's good about these houses is you're always hidden inside whether you're in stealth or not. But we'll just use the systems a little as we move over. As I said, we probably aren't going to get that mission objective. Feet in 12, darn it. Right, we've got 2 of these guys to deal with. Should we pop out and take a little sneaky here? Let's move into position first. Get inside this house. Let's do it with a full AP. Right, I think we're ready for destruction. Boom. And since we got plenty left over, let's do 60% more damage on a steady shot. We're out of range. Crap. Right, we'll shuffle forward. There we go. Totally planned, darn it. Excellent. Commandos dealt with. Right, commandos have additional health, so that can get pretty darn tricky. We'll shuffle over here. Don't need to worry about being revealed or not. You know what? Let's just keep this guy as the guy that can see us. Stay inside the house, though. Thank you. Should we risk a turn? I think we're going to risk a turn. Let's end there. Ow. Thankfully, not too powerful. Unfortunately, we do need to take this guy out before we can really do all that much. So I'm going to go ahead and hit stealth and shuffle our way in. Alongside them. Right, as soon as we moved up, taking out this sniper, then start having a little bit of fun. They're all set on standby, so we should be able to get up close enough to set off that oil drum. Cost us a few turns, but worth it. Until the enemy reinforcements arrive. In that case, we want to get in range of this if we can. Ooh, we need to be a little bit more forward. Right, let's hold off in the house. I'm going to see if we can't pick this up before the end of the turn. I want to get this because purple is usually pretty darn good. I also want to take out this sniper. Obviously, we have to given the mission, but in general, you'll want to because that little square behind the health bar means you're going to get some additional equipment or resources by taking them out. What do we get? Damaged firearms. That'll allow us to synthesize additional equipment, an additional one of these simple weapon stations. Yeah, not the worst thing on earth. Oh crap, it's an elite scout. Right, we don't have the AP for it right now. What's that? ATT, ACC, hide, EVA, ACT. Ooh. Do we want the evasion bonus? I think we'll stay. We'll stay in the ruins rather than the building, though it does seem... Ah, bugger it. Let's just take them out now. To hell with it. And we'll set this thing up. Ooh, nothing to blow up over there, unfortunately. We'll set this up... Can I set this up here? Oh, no, I can't set that up on the ruins. But I can set this up right here with a little bit of defense. Excellent. All of them are out of range, and I can't throw grenades or anything. Oh, darn. That just got a little bit tricky. Right, you're gonna have to stay there, my dear. We are seen, but she is not, so they should come after this guy. Should we drop? Drop a bit of smoke on ourselves. And get some of that damage in. Oh, that thing's not gonna last long. Oh, my little robot. How I will miss you. Yep, this is where ability is gonna come in handy. Oh, he's taking a beating. I swear that did not happen the first time I played this. Right, let's slay some of these buggers. That's it, take the grenade to the face. I'm not going to attack one of these guys. Elite scouts will automatically dodge the first attack thrown at them. So, let's try and take advantage of that, actually. Oh, I
wish I could throw it all the way over there. That would be amazing. Prove my range. But you have done well. I accept this. It is acceptable.
That is blatantly gonna miss. It's a normal attack. Yeah, go on.
Pointless waste of ammunition. Marvelous.
Right, I'm gonna shuffle back to try and get away from them a little bit. End turn, and let's just hope we don't hit critical.
Holy smokes, the ruins are coming in handy.
This is like some 40k magic right here. Right, we still have grenades, so I'm gonna keep using them.
Boom.
Right, let's slay both of these buggers, because it's free and easy shots. I'm gonna use up, I think that's all of it. Yeah, we've got one left, right. Normal shot, we can still take a hit on them, wipe them out. And then we're gonna get into cover, and I guess we'll just chill, because we've only got one more scout to deal with. I really wish I had just enough to wipe them out. But we got to complete within 12 rounds, and somehow we've actually done it.
Excellent. No friendly casualties. I'll take it. And gain a suppressor. Hell yeah.
And that is why you want to complete all of those objectives. Gaining those multipliers to your XP, and since you can't double down on those attributes, you can't actually control where the bonuses come in, gaining as much as possible every single time really is going to be the key to victory here. As you may have noticed on the world map, one of these missions I managed to get an A in. I'm legitimately tempted to go back and just get that last extra objective to try and get that S rank in. So darn, every little helps. But on that note, let's see our level ups. We gain ourselves 5 additional ki, going up to level 5, which acquires us the brand new skills, plus some modest bonuses to those attributes, though none of the attributes I would choose.
Put the free on EVA, darn it, it's way more important than health.
I'm sorry, but it's a lot better to not be hit than have the health to actually tank it. And since the connection's already been made, if you play Fire Emblem, you know exactly what I mean. Heroes, Myrmidons. This is the way we do it, people. I will state this is a rather important section of the story, and as such, I'm going to skip through it all. So I guess you'll just have to go ahead and play this yourself in order to find out what's going on. What I can tell you is that at the end of that, we are now on our own and about to begin a stealth mission. As such, just go ahead into our character training, hit our genes. We've got 20 points to spend. Don't mind if we do. Let's gain some additional cover utilization, which once more is one of those attributes, meaning we're always going to have this. We don't need to use up one of our skill slots in order to gain a plus 15 EVA on terrain boosts. Meaning, yes, we do have to have some kind of terrain boost, but well, that's not exactly hard to do. Next up, we've also acquired ourselves a suppressor, so let's go ahead and see what that does.
Oh, but it was not for this gun. Hot darn. Evil. They tempt you. They taketh and giveth away.
Right, well, let's have a quick look through, see what brand new things we've got. We do have 2 research points, which I would love to put into medicine, but it never bloody well lets me. So I guess we'll put it into medkit, not that useful right now. We do have access to painkillers, actually, now I say that. Synthesis, yes, make me a painkiller. Costs us 1 medicine, give us 26 health, and grants treatment, recovering 45 health on the next turn. So in the long run, you're only a lot more health, you just have to, you know, survive long enough to actually hit the long run. Can I upgrade this? Yes, I can. Heck yes. All my days, it costs 2 points. I can't even blame them. That makes perfect sense. Right, a lovely little upgrade, loads of equipment in. Let's exit out. Tools done, character training done. What are our map details? Doom. Doom, I tell you. Why? Because I lost this mission. I lost this run really badly. We'll go ahead and make a start. We'll see what we can do, and then we'll call it there. And thus the mission begins. Avoid having any of your scanners deployed being exposed. Remain undetected and achieve victory within 10 rounds. Not an easy one, not easy at all. But what this does is allows us basically to show off really what this game is about. And that is stealthing your ass off around a whole lot of enemies that do not want to be stealthed. Seriously, this is tricksy. It's hard. Seriously, this is where you're gonna lose the game. Let's end turn there. See if we don't get caught. I am a genius. Oh, I thought that I ran the other way last time and got totally caught. And all the enemies are on search, so all these guys are going to be moving around. We need to try, really, and just slowly sneak our way out. I've got a feeling that the 10 rounds is going to be the hard part in this mission. Although getting around that elite sniper is not going to be easy. Oh yeah, that's a very long sea distance. That's a very long side cone. And if you want to catch this, I mean, you do this, go all the way around the back, I guess. Run. Just absolutely pelt it. Well, I guess we'll never know. That'll have to do for today. Thank you very much for tuning in and checking out Reverse Collapse. I hope you've enjoyed, because quite honestly, this has been, well, it's just been a classic. It has been traditional, ridiculous. Return to the classic ideas of TBS stealth, combined with an anime story that, despite the cutesy art style, still providing plenty of challenge, in particular from that puzzling. I'm not going to deny, the actual combat hasn't fazed me as much as the stealth, though, to be fair, if you followed along on any of my playthroughs, then you know that stealth isn't really my forte. But if even I can get this far, just imagine what you can do. But either way, that will have to do for now, so thank you very much once again for tuning in, and until next time, as always, peace out. Can I shoot you? Quietly.